My man.
Hello, hey! What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am known as the prostate cancer guy online. I'm a prostate cancer survivor, and I've been cancer-free since 2023. But prostate cancer is a lot like that dysfunctional ex. Because like that toxic ex, keep you up in the middle of the night, prostate cancer. It can give you so much pain, so much drama, that you will eventually have to, you gotta go get professional help in order to recover from this thing. But just like your crazy ex, and you know who I'm talking about, unless some of y'all might be the actual crazy ex. If you keep playing around with that ex, they will get to the point where they'll say, I'm not gonna let you go. Get their hooks into you and won't let you go. And finally, it'll go, well, if I can't have you, nobody can. And will take you out of the game. Just like that. No warning, no rhyme, no reason, just mean for no good reason. You know, you think, hey, I love them. You know, they're great in bed, but they're bad for the rest of your life. If you understand, say amen. Well, you know, that toxic relationship, you got to let that stuff go. Because if you don't, it's going to hurt you and destroy you at the very end. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about the fact that we as men seem to be so skittish about prostate cancer and examinations, all that kind of stuff, so much that we just pull away from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about all different types of men and how no matter what flavor of man it is, it's interesting how we all find a way to get our way right back to Stupidville. Now, fellas, I'm going to let you know, fellas, I'm about to roast us in front of the ladies like it ain't nothing. Ladies, feel free to laugh your behind off. Let me hear those ladies go, woohoo! That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do, in order to be fair, I'm going to start with me first. Black men. Yeah, all of y'all. I know all of y'all ain't black, but there's a couple of y'all in here, right? All right now. Black men, we avoid the doctor like the vampire will avoid sunlight. And we have a good reason to when you think about it. I mean, you think about the Tuskegee experiment or Henrietta Lacks, which is actually a lady who was harvested for her cells for the cure of cancer, and they haven't broken her family off a dime like they should have. Or the fact that we get volunteered for, you know, surgeries that we didn't actually ask for. Wake up in a hotel with a kidney missing. You know, that ain't happening to Kyle, that's happening to Keyshawn, all right? I'm just letting you know. You see, 1 out of 8 men will get prostate cancer in general. But 1 out of 6 black men will get prostate cancer. I mean, prostate cancer is out here jumping on black men like the 1990s LAPD when they jumped on Rodney King. Just beating them down, boom, 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 boom. And you got to get out of that. Because I'm going to tell you something. Being that we have an apprehension to the doctors and feeling scary about going to the medical and to getting help, we still need this help, fellas. And you can't get around this. Listen, our grandmother's notorious for telling us, look here, baby, all you got to do is drink this ginger ale and take this Robitussin and take you a nap and you get, oh, that's going to be all right. I mean, my grandmama would cure everything, cold and cancer with the same thing. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Ginger ale don't cure prostate cancer. I checked. It don't cure prostate cancer at all. You know what? Also, rural white men are on the tab too. Now, I know it may not look like it, but I am a Bubba. Oh, I am. I got the F-150 truck to prove it. I really do. I've been a country boy on 3 different country continents. I was a corn detasseler in Indiana, I was a hillbilly in Tennessee, and I was called a country boy in Mississippi. In the words of our great leader, Jeff Foxworthy, I are one, believe me. Because we will be chopping wood in the backyard with our arm falling off and won't say a word. Everything's fine. I ain't got no problem. I don't need nothing. Won't go to, can name every tractor that's ever been invented from 1963 to right now and how to fix it, but can't remember the last time they went to the doctor. That's country boy stuff. Stubborn as all get out. You know, there's a theme here. All the men are stubborn the same kind of way, but for different reasons, right? But with all of that, you go, well, I just don't trust doctors. I understand that, country. I mean, my fellow hillbilly, I understand that. I don't either. But you're going to trust somebody named Big Tuna 77 that's a YouTuber who says that prostate cancer is a hoax. I had a buddy in Tennessee that would tell me, man, you don't need no doctors for nothing. You can walk off anything. Just walk it off. Cancer, walk it off. COVID, walk it off. Financial difficulty, walk it off. Whatever it is, you just walk it off. Now, he said, but this is the part that cracked me up. But if it's serious, but he's really thinking more medically, well, if it's that serious, we're going to do some prayer and we're going to grab this can of moonshine and some dirt. He thought that if you put moonshine on dirt and mix together, make it into a mud, I guess he thought it was Jesus or somebody. Put it on something, boom, rub it, it's going to be okay. And then you drink the moonshine so it can go all the way through your body. You see how that science works, right? And by the way, going to the vet and the horse doctor ain't a better option either. Sitting up here in the vet trying to get a horse pill that's the size of a ping pong ball instead of actually going to a urologist. Oh, that's just a damn shame, man. So I'm just trying to tell you, my fellow hillbillies, we got to do better as well. See, the problem with them city folks, real smart, they so advanced and they so modern that they lose track of what really works. So they think that all I got to do is, if I have cancer, all I've got to do is go, home. And they have, and that's the good thing. You guys are going to have more access to diagnosis, which is great. But you ignore it like the rest of us. So you on the road to Stupidville with the rest of us too. You ain't no better. You just dress a little different, all right? Sit up there and so they may get a diagnosis and they say, okay, all right, I've got cancer. No problem. I'm going to solve this in the most modern way. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and take my beet IV. And I'm going to have my celery cleanse. And it's going to flush my system out and I'll no longer have cancer again. Let me tell you something, player. I don't care how many chewed up celery sticks you may put in that blender. You are not going to crap out prostate cancer. Then there are the Asian men. You see, Asian men actually go to the doctor. Asian men have the lowest incidence of prostate cancer than any other group until they bring their behinds to America. Ain't that something? Grow up, if you're Korean, you grow up eating kimchi, or if you're Japanese or Chinese or from other places, you'll go ahead and eat a whole lot of seaweed or purple sweet potatoes. But you come over to America, boy, it's like you a cokehead. You get a hold of just a little old greasy hamburger and then some greasy fries, and you'll snort those things up like a cokehead. Mr. Ken Kawasaki is now obese like all the rest of us Americans. Oh, he's definitely assimilated all the way. And Mr. Kawasaki, what do you get for your newfound American diet? Full-blown prostate cancer like the rest of us. Ta-da! If we don't eat the right way, we are going to not thrive. We're not even going to survive. We will drop off the planet faster than the planet could actually spin you. Those in the LGBTQIA community as well. Hey now. I'm just saying. I can't leave anybody out because if you got a prostate, you up to bat. I don't care who you are. Now, I'm not saying that I understand the ins and outs of any kind of a gay man relationship, but I understand love is love, and I understand that. I don't have that don't sweat me one single bit. If you're in that arrangement, you got 2 prostates between the 2 of you, right? Right? Well, I'm not trying to say I know, but I mean, I'm not suggesting y'all gonna skip to the doctor. I'm not trying to say that. But I would think that y'all would be okay with that because, listen, if you're doing a prostate cancer exam, I mean, isn't that kind of like, I don't want to be I don't want to offend. I mean, but I'm just, isn't it kind of like this? Just help me out. This is me seeking understanding. Can we say that? Is that okay? Is that okay for me to seek understanding? Isn't it? It wouldn't have. So it makes no sense to me for a gay couple to not want to have a prostate exam because that kind of reminds me of like hors d'oeuvres before the main meal of the day. Isn't that kind of what it is? But I'm not saying I know everything. But I would think it shouldn't be a problem. Oh my goodness, y'all. And then I did my research on trans women. Trans women, I'm talking about you start off as a man and you transition as a woman. All right? Once again, don't faze me one way or the other. I judge you on if you are a good person, because you can be a crummy heterosexual, and you can be a crummy trans person, and you can be a good homosexual, and you can be a crummy everything else, whatever, right? But even if you transition from male to female, guess what they leave in your body? It's like a subscription you can't cancel. You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that you are eliminated from having any problems with prostate or prostate cancer. Now, sure, the hormones are going to shrink your prostate down a little bit more. Kind of like, has anybody ever gotten in trouble with their mama when you put your sweater in the washing machine and then she said, don't put it in the dryer? Anybody ever do that one? What happened to that sweater? Looked like it belonged on a baby doll, right? Well, see, that's what happens to your prostate when you take the hormones from transitioning. But does it get rid of the sweater? No. It's still a sweater. So you have to make sure that you have examinations too. So those are the different flavors of people that have prostates. So what do? Well, see, the first thing you got to understand is that apprehension of dealing with the prostate exam, I've been doing this for the last couple of years. The thing is, I'm running into men who really are so skittish about that digital rectal exam. Digital rectal exam. D-R-E, I like to call it Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. We're going to have to talk about Dr. Dre, but you can avoid Dre if you get a PSA. Ooh, there we go. We're already starting to rhyme already. See, a prostate-specific antigen test, a PSA test, is a simple blood test that will allow you to find out if you have the markers for prostate cancer. And for all us guys who seem to be so skittish about a simple exam that takes no more than 3 Mississippis, think about that. Say this with me real quick. Let's do it. Let's count. Because let's see how bad it is, because we're about to find out how much of a snowflake we really are, fellas. Ready? Count with me. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. Done. You can't take that? And you got nerve to tell your woman, I'm the man of the house. You kidding me? Women out here getting pap smears, mammograms. They having kids the size of a watermelon out of a hole that's no bigger than a cherry. And we can't take 3 Mississippis of discomfort. Who's the real snowflake here now, really? So, the thing about prostate cancer is there are different options for treatments, okay? You can have surgery, you can have radiation, you can have seeding, and you can have observation. Well, first of all, let's talk about surgery. Surgery is when they go in and they pull the prostate out of the body. Now, everything has a side effect, y'all, right? Fellas, let's talk real for a minute, all right? Listen, if you mess up and don't catch your prostate cancer or the symptoms early, you're going to have surgery. And if you have surgery, I'm just saying you're going to give up about 2 inches of real estate. Now, I'm not saying you got that to spare. You know, you might be that dude. I'm happy for you. But in this economy, I ain't trying to give nothing away for free. You understand what I'm saying? So you can avoid that if you find out early. But then there's also radiation treatments. That's actually what I ended up having. Now, radiational treatments are like this. They put you in front of a machine, and it looks like a gigantic, old-fashioned microwave. Do y'all remember when the microwaves first came out? They was big and bulky, and they made that noise. That's what they do. They microwave your body, make it into a living hot pocket, bubble it up. But that could burn you and do all kind of crazy stuff too. Then there's seeding. Seeding is when they take these small little radioactive isotopes. And no, I don't think you're going to develop Spider-Man powers behind it, okay? But they put these isotopes in your prostate and they radiate them so that it's supposed to kill all of the cancer in your prostate. But if you walk through a Geiger counter, you're going to take it off. Click, 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 click. So you're walking around with radioactivity in your body. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to turn into the Incredible Hulk. Boom, 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 boom. And last but not least, and this is kind of interesting to me. Observation. Let me get this straight. I pay you so that you can watch me die slow. Observation. I come to you and say, he said, how you doing? I'm all right. Let's see where it is. Huh? You're not dead yet? See you next month. That's observation. Truthfully, observation is given when you don't have an aggressive form of prostate cancer. So they watch it because the best thing is to not do anything if they can avoid doing it. But everybody don't work out that way, because I'm going to tell you something, y'all. When I found out about my prostate cancer, it was crazy. You see, a lot of people don't realize I'm actually a heart attack survivor. You see, I actually had a heart attack and actually died once. Yeah, that's a whole nother set. We don't have time for that. But I actually died once from heart attack. So when I found out about having cancer, I was actually talking to my cardiologist. So my cardiologist decided, well, and now I know you're going to be able to relate to this one. When I moved to Lewes, I couldn't find a regular doctor. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I mean, literally it was like, where's Waldo? Couldn't find a doctor nowhere. I've been doing a plant-based diet ever since 2015, 16. So I'm already plant-based. So when the doctor was telling me we're going to do all these tests, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I'm supposed to pass this with flying colors, y'all. You know, I've been eating beet juice. I ain't been doing IVs. I've been eating regular. I've been eating regular, you know. He came back and he said, this don't look right. So what you talking about? He said, well, this test said that you came in at an 8.0. Now let me give you context. An 8.0 is way too high. See, because at a 2.0, they say, you real high, we need to monitor you. At a 4.0, they looking at you like, we might need to do a biopsy, or we might have to do surgery on you. At a 6.0, they start asking you about you and your estate planning. But at an 8.0, I'm exercising, I'm muscular, I'm doing all this stuff. I got not a symptom the first, just like your ex, don't give you no warning. They come back 2 weeks later, it's a 9.0. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You don't know scary till somebody look you in your face and say, you got cancer. And that's scary enough. Well, my doctor looked me in the eye with a straight face and said, "You have the most aggressive cancer I've ever seen in my life." Don't tell me something like that. I'm about to panic with a capital Anic. So he said, "You know what? Do you drive a lot?" I said, yeah. My girlfriend, my Brasco, she lives in D.C. So he's like, "Well, maybe because you sit in the car for 2 hours to go back and forth. You got 4 hours. So maybe that's what made it go up too high. So come on back and don't go nowhere. Don't go see your girlfriend. Don't do nothing with her." I didn't like that part of the prescription. But okay, I did it for science sake. Came back, I'm expecting to come down to a nice solid 2.1, 2.3. I said, I might be a little elevated. I'll deal with that. Then came back 10.2. Good God Almighty. He looking at me like, "I'm surprised you walking around today." So they take me into the protocol and they have me to go ahead and start doing radiation treatments. So they put me into the microwave oven. Day 1. Day 2. By the time I got to day 3, my eyes started glowing in the middle of the dark. Just radio, and they had to radiate my hip and they radiated my prostate. But it took 46 treatments for them to get rid of my prostate cancer. Now, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Fellas, y'all would rather catch it early than deal with it late. I'm just saying. And ladies, if your husband says to you, you nag him to death, I got something for you now. It's time for you to use that superpower for good. If you can and get him to do something, then his ass to the doctor. Because he needs to go. And the only time he's going to take care of himself is if you insist. You either go or no. Yeah, use your biggest trump card because it's worth it, right? If you don't do that, he ain't going to take care of himself. You know he's stupid. He's stupid. It don't even matter. He could be a country, he's stupid. He could be Asian, he's stupid. He could be black, he's stupid. He's just stupid. He don't even know. He don't even know he's stupid. That's why you got to help him out. Help him to see the light. Come to the light, Carol Ann. Come to the light. You got to help him out. So what can we do to finally begin to make a difference? Well, as I get ready to come to a close, I want to help you, and I want to give you 4 actionable items so that you can help those that you love in your life. Because I'm going to tell you something. One of the most disturbing things that ever happened to me when I was dealing with this cancer was when one of my daughters, who I dearly love, she couldn't even talk to me because she was so scared. And this is the daughter that would go up against Godzilla any day of the week. This is the daughter I know that could knock out Hercules. She is the epitome of strength. She's like, "Daddy, I can't do it." Fellas, people are depending on you to be here. You know? I got grandsons that I got to beat up. I got grandsons I got to put in headlocks and show them how to play in the mud and do all that country boy stuff. I want to be around for all of that. So what are the 4 things that we can do? Well, I'm going to say turmeric, ginger, fasting, plant-based eating. First of all, turmeric, and before I get going, because my lawyer's here, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not actual medical advice. Turmeric has curcumin in it. And when you combine that with pepper, it drops inflammation in your body. Now, understand something. You cannot keep eating like garbage, drinking beer, getting no sleep, not exercising, and think you're going to be okay and live a long, healthy life. It don't work that way, player. Not at all. But now here's the thing about turmeric that you got to remember. Turmeric is a lot like your grandfather. You know, your granddaddy. You know, it keeps some stuff down, but everywhere it goes, it leaves a yellow stain. And then the second thing is ginger. Ginger has the chemical they call gingerol, and that helps with stopping tumors from growing. Now, ginger is that spicy grandmama. You know, Sophia from the Golden Girls. Every time you do, you come back with something spicy. See, that's what ginger is. It's spicy, no matter what, right? So you definitely want to have some ginger in your system. Third thing is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is an advanced and elevated way of thinking about eating. It's for the educated. It's for those that have doctoral degrees on exactly how you should eat how many leaves. But my grandfather used to call it, this is, I ain't got no money, we're gonna eat on Friday when I get paid. But we eat every hour. Oh my God. But anybody here grew up where you had to be outside all day to play? Let me see that. Let me see. Okay, so I got some real ones in the house with me right now. Right. So when you grew up, what no? Come in the house, take a snap, go back in. Come in the house, take a snap. What would you do? Your mama would, boy, get your behind out the house with your outside clothes on. You had to stay outside all what? Day long. And you had to have your behind in the house before the what? I see you know this, huh? I see you know this. I see. What did you do when you was out there playing all day? What'd you do? Play, exercise, move. And if you need to get something to drink, did you have to go and get Avion water? Did you have to have electrolytes that were from Gatorade with a little lightning bolt on the side? You know what you did? You did what I did. Faucet. Old school, baby. Old school. But then, the last thing is a plant-based diet. I know you're committed to your turkey sandwiches and your beef sausages, your pizza with cheese dripping, especially Chicago style. James, I still miss that right now. And I know I'm not supposed to say this publicly, but even all my years of being a vegan and being a plant-based eater, I still miss fried chicken. I'm not supposed to say that, but I do. But tell me, is there any steak sandwich worth you having a heart attack behind? Seriously. Is there any fried fish that's worth you clogging your arteries or losing function in your kidneys over? When you think about it, our bodies are made more like horses with our teeth, because if we were real meat eaters, we'd tear in the flesh and lick up the blood when thinking about it. Now, y'all turning your nose up at me. But what do we do with meat? We season it. We cut it into small pieces so it looks like fruit. And we put all these seasonings from the ground from plants so that it can taste good. So obviously we got to do a whole lot of stuff to that meat in order to eat it. Why go through all that? Why not just grab an apple, an orange, a cantaloupe, a watermelon? All these things that Mother Nature, Gaia, God, the universe, them gave us, right? Why not use all that? Most importantly, y'all, and I want to say this with all love, listen. If you don't take care of you, then who is supposed to? If you don't love you enough to put the right food in you, who is supposed to? We shouldn't have to tell a grown man and a grown woman, stop pouring grease down your throat so you can live better. I'm going to be just fine soon as I take this Hennessy and collard greens. Well, the greens are okay, but I don't think the Hennessy is on the prescription bottle. We've got to take care of ourselves, folks. Because I can't care for you, and I can't say that I love you if what I do to my body every day shows that I don't even like myself. So last but not least, let that old ex go. They ain't doing you no good. All they do is take up all your time, make you sick, everything hurts, everything aches. And just for that small amount of fun, that burger, that fries, them chicken, all that turkey, all the stuff that you know you ain't supposed to eat, including all those cakes and pies. I don't want to leave those out either now. Look, I was all right with you till I brought that up, right? They not worth it. But I tell you what, you are. You are worth the extra effort it takes for you to be a better version of you. I'm the prostate cancer guy. Y'all have a good one. Thank you very much for your